guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I've made a YouTube video and I've just been insanely busy. I recently finished my Med-Surg rotation, so I wanted to fill you guys in on how that went and just update you guys. I haven't made a YouTube video in like, I don't even know how long, but anyways, for those of you that are new here, my name is Taylor and I am a second semester nursing student and I make YouTube videos on nursing school. Shout out to all of my friends at, I'm not gonna disclose my school name, but that go to my school. I know a lot of you guys found my channel. There's no holding back now, so welcome to my channel. So for today's video, I just wanted to break down how my first half of my second semester went. Like I said, I did medical surgical nursing. That was the class name and basically what we focused on. And let me just say, it kicked my booty. Like, it was so difficult compared to my first semester. So I just wanted to fill you guys in on how difficult it was and, you know, just give you guys a life update on how school's been. So, medical surgical nursing, AKA hell. No, not really. My school has my second semester broken into two parts. The first 8 weeks I had Med-Surg, and then now I'm currently in OB. The first 8 weeks focused on, like I said, Med-Surg problems, and we were on an oncology Med-Surg unit. Basically, our curriculum comprised of just learning a lot of patho and pharmacology and all related to specific chronic problems. So we went over diabetes, COPD, endocrine problems, heart failure, hypertension, HIV, community health, and kind of like primary, secondary, tertiary prevention and promotion, health promotion. And yeah, I can't really think, I don't know why I'm like blanking on what else we learned, but it was primarily just chronic problems that are seen throughout the lifespan in adulthood and geriatric patients. My first semester of nursing school, like I explained in a previous video, it really just focused on kind of like CNA work, learning how to take a blood pressure, the basics of vital signs and what those look like, what it means when there's an alteration in vital signs, versus these 8 weeks not only focused on these specific disease processes like diabetes, hypertension, heart failure, but also the medications, the nursing implications, and basically what you are going to do as a nurse for these specific health problems. And so I think for me, the biggest like shock or difficulty that I had was going into kind of like high gear. Like my first semester of nursing school, I explained in my previous how I study in nursing school video, how I did not read the book at all. I just really focused on our student learning outcomes, and that was basically it. And for this semester, I lived off of this book. Like literally everything that I studied from was from this book. I read my book, I read the chapters, and it was extremely helpful. Another shock that I had was clinical. In my first semester, I kind of explained we just did vital signs. Yes, we gave some medications, but not everything, and it just was a lot slower paced versus this semester. It was like, you are the nurse. You have your nurse, but you are the one thinking of, okay, my patient has heart failure, what am I gonna be doing for them? And we also learned how to do primary IV, like hanging IVs. So we learned how to hang primary lines, secondary lines. We learned about wounds and insulin. So we were doing a lot of those skills, like giving insulin, hanging piggybacks in primary lines. And clinical this semester was just a lot more involved, a lot more critical thinking used as to why we do certain things than say first semester. So it definitely was a complete different change of pace, and I can make a video eventually on how I studied for this semester, but basically it just was a complete 180 from my first semester, and just a completely different set of learning skills. And yeah, so the first portion of my second semester, the first like 4 weeks, were horrible for me. And I think it just was because I wasn't used to this new way of studying. I wasn't used to the fast-paced environment. And so for my first exam, I actually failed it. And a failing at my program is less than a 75, and I got a 74%. And it was like a dagger to my heart. I was like, how could I have failed? Okay, I actually shouldn't say failed, because 3 questions ended up getting nullified and my grade went up to a 77. I actually didn't end up failing, but it was just the idea that I didn't really know the concept as well, and I completely just didn't study the way that I should have for my second semester. Long story short, Med-Surg is definitely a lot more content, a lot faster paced. It was just a completely different way of learning. But since taking Med-Surg, I definitely feel so much more confident, so much more like, okay, I know why these things happen and why we give these specific meds and why I need to do this. So I definitely feel like it's been the best semester so far. Obviously it will be my second, but in terms of learning, I feel like I've learned so much in such a short amount of time. And now I'm in OB, and that has been really fun so far. My first day was in labor and delivery, so I can make a completely separate video on that. But basically, the whole point of this video was to update you guys. I'm going to try to get in the swing of recording and making videos. It just feels super weird because my schedule has been insane. In Med-Surg, I was in school 5 days a week. Now I'm in school 3 days a week. So just trying to grind out, get those A's. Other updates from Med-Surg. I also finished the class with a B. Like I said, I failed my first exam, but then with the nullified questions, I ended up passing. But my grade basically tanked to a low B, so I was at a borderline B/C for a while. And I came back strong for my final, and I got a 94 in the final. Like I said, I will try to make a completely separate video as to how I studied in Med-Surg and just some of the content and all of that. But I just wanted to check in. My camera is dying. This always happens to me because I never record, and then when I want to record, my camera's never charged. So I'm going to end this video here. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you to all my new subscribers. I love you all. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, and I will see you then. Peace.